Hi guys, welcome to chapter 11. Kind of a fun chapter, quick chapter. It's really going to be a quick overview of all the different body systems that we're going to go much more in depth into in later chapters. Okay, so all animals have certain needs, and they have different systems and organs that help them meet those needs. Okay, so one of the needs is to get energy. All right. All animals are consumers, which means they need to put food into their bodies somehow. Plants don't need to eat, they're autotrophs. Animals are heterotrophs, which means they need to consume food. Okay. So animals have a digestive system, which breaks down the food they eat into basically the chemical components that the food is made out of, and then they use those chemicals to perform other chemical reactions, but also to build from those pieces. Okay. So if you remember from last chapter, we talked about the incomplete or the complete gut of animals. Remember, a complete digestive system, there's two openings. There's a mouth and an anus, and it's one way. So you can see here's a mouth, anus, the food will go in one way and out the other opening. So that is one-way digestion, okay? Incomplete just has a single opening, and it's two-way. So this single opening acts as both the mouth and the anus. Okay, so the food goes in, waste comes right back out. So that's two-way digestion. Okay, there's different types of digestion that we'll talk about as well. Mechanical digestion is just the physical breakdown of food. Chewing is the main type of mechanical digestion. But birds have an organ called a gizzard that has pebbles in it, and it helps grind the food. So those are both examples of mechanical digestion. And then chemical digestion, that's the stomach acids that we have, but our intestines are also involved with the actual chemical breakdown, breaking the bonds of that material and breaking it into smaller pieces. Okay. So animals eat different things. All right. We've got herbivores that are plant eaters, okay, like the vegetarians. Carnivores, which are meat eaters, they basically eat other animals, and that's their prey that they go get. Omnivores, which eat both plants, they eat plants. That's a good typo right there. They eat plants and animals, okay? I do these very fast. But animals are rarely just boxed up. You know, it might be complicated, okay? They might eat a little bit of different things. They might be mostly a carnivore, but eat a little tiny bit of vegetables as well. And then the omnivores is when it's kind of an even mix there, okay? We also have scavengers, and these are the animals that don't hunt for themselves. They wait to find a dead carcass of something else, okay? So they're meat eaters, but they scavenge what other people have hunted. And then these filter feeders. Some large whales and ocean creatures are filter feeders. They use that baleen to kind of strain the plankton out of the water. But some of our more basic, simple animals, like a sponge, are considered filter feeders as well. We talked about this last chapter a little bit. Those sponges have pores in them that the water flows through. Okay, you can see these arrows going like this. And the body of the sponge acts as somewhat of a filter to pull out the food that it's going to digest and absorb nutrients from. Okay. Different animals have different teeth. We have different teeth than that lion right there. Okay. But most animals that have teeth have three main types. They have incisors, which are these front teeth. Okay. And they're typically kind of a blade shape almost. They're tapered, kind of like that, and it allows you to bite into something and pull it away. Okay. Then there's the canine teeth, which we have also. Okay, they line up with your eyes, but ours aren't as sharp as the lion because we're not tearing, flesh off of other animals. We take smaller bites than that. Okay. And then molars are our back teeth. You can't really see them, maybe a little bit back there. Those are the teeth that we use to grind the food. Once we take a bite off, we tend to move it in the back. And so the different shapes of the teeth give us some clues as to what kind of food the animals actually eat. Okay. This is something else we've talked about, homeostasis. This is just the ability of an animal to maintain a stable internal environment. Okay. Temperature is the biggest one we always talk about. And you can kind of see Homer here. He's got this little loop. Don't worry about a negative feedback loop yet. We'll talk about that later. But basically what happens is if he gets too hot, his body starts to sweat to cool him down. Okay. If he gets too cold, I think the arrows are going in the wrong direction. I didn't make it. If he gets too cold, his body starts to shiver, and that helps warm him back up. So your body has a typical temperature it wants to stay at, and it's going to have some mechanisms in place that will help lower it if it's needed or increase it if it's needed. But it's more than just temperature, okay? Your body has mechanisms to help maintain appropriate water levels, okay? Not just the amount, but just the concentration of the water with other things in it, like mineral content, salt content, okay? When you're thirsty, that means your body needs more water for some reason. If you have too much water, you're going to go to the bathroom more, okay? So your body does things to maintain those levels. Oxygen levels. If you're working out, if you're running, if you're doing a lot, your heart rate and your respiration rate is going to go up because your body needs more oxygen, okay? And nutrients, your body is going to get what it needs until it can't, okay? So people that try to starve themselves, their body will start digesting itself. It will get the nutrients from somewhere else, like your muscles and even your heart. People that are severely starving can actually have a heart attack because the body's going to start getting nutrients from the heart muscle itself. If these things get too far out of whack, okay, if the environment is so extreme that the body can't maintain that balance anymore, it could be a real emergency, and it could result in death if it gets too far away from the proper level that the body needs, okay? Excretion. So we take things in, we bring food in, we have all these chemical reactions that are happening in our body, and those things produce waste, okay? So the waste from food is really part of the digestive system. This waste that we're talking about is from a lot of the chemical reactions that happen in our bodies. Proteins being broken down, extra salt being taken out, things like that, okay? And so the waste needs to get out. Excretion is the actual process of getting that out. So really what we're talking about right now is urination, okay? And it takes a lot of waste out of the body that way. Animals have some kind of an excretory system which filters the blood, usually. Some animals don't have blood, but it filters the waste out of the rest of the body and then allows it to be removed, okay? Vertebrates have kidneys, okay? And you can see, we'll learn more about this, but you can see these major blood vessels here, okay? So all of your blood goes through your kidneys, and the kidneys filter out waste from the blood, okay? And in that process, it actually produces urine, okay? So from the kidneys, urine travels down to the bladder. When the bladder starts to fill up, you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, and so you do. And that is removing lots of different waste. We'll talk about that more when we get to that system of the human body. I guess that's it. All right. Talk soon.